At 7:02 p.m. This is the regular city council meeting for the city of Farmington. It is 7:02 p.m. It's Monday, June 16th. Excuse me, Monday, June 15th. We're in the city council chambers, and the first item on the agenda is a roll call.
Falk.
Salvi.
Here. LaRussa.
Here.
Perkins.
Here.
Schneeman.
Here.
Taylor. Here.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would ask you if you could please stand and face the flag if you're able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is public comment. This is the first part of the city council meeting where members of the public who wish to address the city council may do so. We ask that you please state your name and address for the record. And please keep your comments to 3 to 5 minutes if at all possible. Are there any members of the public who wish to address the city council at this time? Ma'am, would you please come to the podium and state your name and address for the clerk?
Second time I've called ma'am tonight. My name is Pat Hansen. I live at 32745 Cloverdale, Farmington. Good evening, Mayor and council members. I am here representing the Friends of the Costic. Our focus group believes that we worked hard to have the new activity center built at the 11 Mile Costic property. Are you aware, and I'm sure you are, that the new proposal for the millage in Farmington Hills did not get passed? It was defeated. So with that in mind, the city of Farmington Hills is looking to reevaluate their fee structure for the activity center. And I'm not sure if it's just the activity center or if it's going to be all the facilities in Farmington Hills. One of the terms that is being highly discussed is changing the status of Farmington city residents to non-residents. I don't know if you guys were aware of that or not, but that was at the last special services meeting that they had held. Also, registration for programs with Farmington Hill residents, getting the first option to join the programs, and then having the non-residents then apply later for programs to make sure that the Farmington Hills residents got the benefits. So, and the reason was stated is that Farmington does not pay their fair share for the centers over in Farmington Hills. Believe me, I don't. So I don't know what your arrangements are between the two cities. I don't know. I know there's a fee that you pay out of your budget to go to them, and so I have talked to Karen, the acting city manager over there, and I have emailed back and forth with Maria that maybe we need to get together and decide what is the best for both communities, because Farmington residents do use all the facilities a lot. I know I use Costic a lot. As a resident, I'm there 5 times a week, normally playing pickleball and then exercise class and Alzheimer's support group. So I am there a lot, and I know a lot of your non-resident fees at the new center won't greatly affect me, but you have several residents in Farmington that I am sure it's going to affect. I mean, I believe right now it's $45 for a non-resident at the community center, not at the Hawker or any of that stuff, but the community center alone, the senior center, whatever you want to call it, it's $45 for non-resident. So with the defeat of this millage, and already approving to build a new building, and a very high fund balance that the city has over there, they're looking at trying to raise a little bit more money just to get this building built. So that's all I had to say. So, I know.
Thank you for your comment.
You're welcome.
Any other members of the public who wish to address the city council at this time? Seeing none, that brings us to item 4 on the agenda, approval of the items on the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved. Support.
Motion by Mrs. Balk, supported by Ms. Taylor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 5, approval of the items on the regular agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support. Motion by Mrs. Balk, supported by Mr. Parkins. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to presentations and public hearings. The first item on that agenda is item 6A, budget public hearing. I believe we need a motion to open the public hearing.
I will move to open the public hearing, accept comments from the public, and close public hearing.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mrs. Balk. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Public hearing is now open on the topic of the 2026-2027 proposed budget. Is there anyone who wishes to make a public comment or make any comments in this public hearing for the proposed budget? Seeing none, can I just close it, or do we need a motion? Chair's discretion, close the public hearing. Thank you very much. That brings us to item 6B, the DDA budget presentation. Director Wessendorf, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight. I'll roll through, there's 3 topics in this presentation. One is the 25-26 budget amendments. The next is our 26-27 proposed budget, and then we have a little year in review as well. But I'll keep it short and sweet. Running through the 25-26 budget amendments, it's a lot of happy news. So we had an increase in our revenue in the TIF category in particular, because we had a grant for the Match on Main Lone Lights. We had an opportunity to bring a whole team to Tulsa for a Great American Main Street Award, and we received a travel grant to cover a portion of that. And then we also had proceeds from the Make a Wave mural. So those all increased our revenue around $58,000. So then you'll see those corresponding increases in expenses for paying out the Match on Main grant, paying for out of professional development and conferences to bring the team, and then Art Promenade expenses increased to be able to buy furniture and art. So the other piece you'll see is a dedication of Harvest Moon proceeds to be able to do more art and furnishings for that space. And one of my favorite pictures here is one of our board members, Claire Perko, helping young artists create the Make a Wave tiles at the farmers market. So then the other piece of that budget amendment is that events are budgeted to break even. We don't plan on beer money for Harvest Moon to be able to pay for things in the downtown, but we do almost always have revenues from that. So the budget amendments will increase Harvest Moon revenues to show actual, and then they'll also decrease sponsorship for Rhythms in Riley Park or areas that we budget high in case we're able to secure enough sponsorship, and then at the end amend it to be actual. So in total, you can see here the revenues for all categories combined went up from 1.2 million to 1.3 million, and expenditures went up 1.4 to 1.5. So our fund balance actually projected to increase from 133 to 144. So kind of building back a little bit from our budget amendments last year with, ending the slate of 3 public spaces built in 3 years. So we're building back a little bit. Are there any questions on the budget amendments?
Questions from the council? Please continue.
Okay. So then rolling into the 26-27 proposed budget. So we have a strong tax base in the downtown and a lot of momentum with development projects on the radar. We saw a projected increase in property taxes of 23%, which is wonderful news. You'll also see in expenditures, the B3 and B5 categories are offsetting that gain using our future tax capture to be able to incentivize development. So it looks higher than it is, but we are thrilled to be able to incentivize projects like GLP Financial Group and their build out, and then the Hillside Towns project. So then our principal shopping district, we're entering the 5th year of our approved cycle. So we're at a 3.6 increase, which is what was planned and approved by council. And then just to note that this is our last year of this approved special assessment. So we've already started the process, gotten our business development committee and steering committee together to talk about what the ask will be. So we'll be coming and starting that process very soon for the next 5-year renewal. So some of the fun projects we have in the 26-27 proposed budget include professional services. We've got a design for the Grand River and Grove Street intersection. So if you recall, we have the Art Park Promenade. It's slightly offset from the main crosswalk there along Grand River. So we're working with OHM to vision and plan how we could reorganize that corner of Riley Park to better suit a direct crossing into the promenade. So we have a preliminary design, and our design committee will be reviewing it very soon. And then, yes,
I want to clarify, this is a better crossing for pedestrians.
yes, yes.
Just for the record.
Absolutely.
I know this. I want to make sure everyone else does.
Yes, thank you. And then, let's see. So in the capital outlay category, our major projects are design and construction for some grade corrections on Farmington Road. So this is right in front of Heights Brewing and our future DDA incubator that we'll celebrate a little bit later. But there's a pretty significant slope in that streetscape, and we want to fix it. So this number here reflects half of what the total will be, with the understanding that the city and the DDA would partner on it. The other piece is the outdoor seating improvements on Grand River. So we're always, looking at and tweaking a couple spots where we think we can fit a little bit more outdoor seating. And then the other piece is plant replacement. So you can kind of see a little, a screenshot here of working with Grissom Metz to really identify where we need to replace material on Grand River. The streetscape has aged very well, but there are some areas with the plant material in particular that really need some love. So they're putting together a plan. Design committees reviewed it preliminarily. And right now what they're working on is a cost. So we have some money to be able to replace parts that are in really rough shape. Any questions? Yes.
Just real quick, on the grade correction, is that the sidewalk, the road, or both?
It's the sidewalk and then the couple parking spaces.
Okay, that was my other question, is does it include the parking space?
Yes, it involves removing those parking spaces to take the grade to the road and then be able to have outdoor seating and other amenities there.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, hang on just a second. Just have a little prop here.
Italian style.
So,
Definitely.
Other way.
thank you guys, okay. So, Gamza sash.
Other way.
Other way. Other way.
Man, didn't really think this through.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
There we go.
So we have a lot to celebrate. This has been a wonderful year in downtown Farmington. The Art Park Promenade, it's opening soon. We have some of my favorite construction pictures here. You can see the 5,000-pound landscape forms bench being craned in before anything else because driving that over the concrete would crush the concrete. So strategically, we really had to make sure this went in first. You can see it in the middle picture covered with a blue tarp to protect it. And then look at the beautiful concrete. So the exposed aggregate and concrete curves running there. And then this last photo was just taken today. So strategically placing those boulders that were unearthed from Mason's Corner several years ago. So we're very excited to have those become a feature here. So coming soon, today they were staining the fence. And then as soon as next week, we'll see our Make a Wave sculpture go in. So it's very exciting. Not pictured here are absolutely beautiful lights. So it's lit up now with the landscape forms fixtures, and it'll be very inviting. Make a Wave, leave your mark. We had 672 people make a tile for this community art mural that we have. So huge response from the community, as always. That was in just 4 months. So a wonderful anecdote from Helen at Fired and Fused is that the very last day they had an opportunity to make a wave. They had a line out the door, and they had to open it up so that more people could make more tiles. So our mural got a little bit bigger. But, it transformed just hundreds of individual acts into one community mural. And it not only that, is it also built just, ownership. So we've seen that with Dinan Park and Mason's Corner, is that people are investing in the space that we're building. This is the same way. So proceeds from this went to be able to buy more art and furnishings and things that we need. So we're very excited. And it's an award winner before it was even built. So A team of us went to downtown Rochester last week, and we received the District Placemaking Award for this effort. It's a countywide award, and it's the third consecutive year that we've won that. So we won it for Dinan Park, Mason's Corner, and now this. Maybe next year we'll win for the promenade as a whole. So we're very excited about that. And then this has been a long time coming. We're very excited, potentially even opening this week. We've got the Retail Lab in downtown Farmington. It's our retail incubator. So the DDA leased and helped share in the cost to build out around a 400 square foot retail space in a very underused property in Farmington Road. So you could see a little interior picture. Look at all the natural light in there. And then we're welcoming our very first tenant. So the idea is that it's short-term 90-day leases that we will sublet to retailers that are maybe they're just ready to take the next step. So they might have a successful farmer's market pop up, or they might have an Etsy shop that's killing it, and they're ready to just test a brick and mortar, but maybe not to commit to a 20-year lease. So we're very excited. You'll see signage go up and our first tenant moving in very soon. And then there's the national award. So Great American Main Street Award. This is national. We received it in Tulsa this April, and it's to represent 2 decades of work of our organization. This isn't the last month or the last year or even the last 10 years, but even going all the way back to when Riley Park was built. All of those things have been recognized for Main Street as wonderful. So I'll hold this up. I think everyone in here has seen it, but for the people at home, it's very exciting. This plaque will be coming soon to downtown Farmington. And I'll pass it around too if you guys want to touch and feel. Oh my God. No, it's really heavy.
Don't break it.
So not only is that a huge national win, bragging rights, the PR has been incredible. So it's really allowed us to be able to shine a spotlight on Farmington and all the wonderful things we're doing. We've seen $3.6 million in combined earned media. That would be the publicity value. So just incredible. 1.36 million estimated broadcast audience. So that's just through the TV and radio. And then you can see this was through April. So we've had even more since then. I mean, the story just continues to roll. And then we've seen a lot of wonderful subsets of it, like MLive, for example, announced that we won the award, but then they've come back twice with small business features. So it's really allowed us to hit the ground running, and the amount of momentum is incredible. So we're super excited about this. And then just very briefly talking about social media, the engagement we've had on anything Great American Main Street Award is incredible. So I know it's really hard to see, it's tiny, but when we announced that we won, we had 885 likes. I mean, this is incredible. That's like 70,000 views, and it's all organic and free. And so what we've seen is it's not just GAMSA related things, it's anything we post now. So we've really elevated the platform, and we're excited to keep it going. And that's all. So any questions?
Questions from the council? Great job, Jess. I mean, a lot to celebrate, as you said. The number of views is growing because I should mention that Mayor Mamarella mentioned the GAMSA Award in his video speech, so we're getting play even over the pond. So thank you very much. Good job.
Did you know he liked our post about winning the Make a Wave district placemaking? I saw his name pop up, so international. It's
There you
very
go.
exciting. Thank you, guys.
Good job, Jess. And thank you to the DDA board for all their work to continue to make downtown Farmington, the beacon that it is for the region. That brings us to item 7A under new business, consideration to adopt the DDA's fiscal year 26-27 budget and establish the 2026 principal shopping district. Is there a motion?
Move to adopt the resolution amend, no, am I on the right page?
Is it 7A?
36.
Nope, not on the
I
right
got-
page, sorry. Somebody else take this one.
Move to
I got-
approve the resolution adopting the DDA 2026-2027 budget as shown in the projected column of the attached report.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Schneeman, supported by Ms. Taylor. All those in favor? Or, actually,
Yeah,
let me
roll
call the roll.
Money.
Balk,
Yes.
LaRussa.
Yes.
Parkins,
Yes.
Schneeman,
Yes.
Maria Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7B, consideration to amend the DDA budget 2025-2026.
Move to approve the resolution amending the DDA 25-26 budget as shown in the projected column of the attached report.
Support.
Thank you. Motion by Mrs. Balk, supported by Mr. Parkins. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
LaRussa.
Yes.
Parkins,
Yes.
Schneeman,
Yes.
Taylor. Balk.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7C, the Governor Warner Mansion Addition Project. Mr. Murphy.
So our engineers, OHM advisors, and MCD architects have been collaborating on the design of the Governor Warner Mansion rear addition, and now are nearing the bidding stage of the project. Due to the nature of the architectural nature of the project, it is common practice for a construction management company to be hired to carry out the execution of the project, bidding the construction while remaining in direct communication with the design team, OHM and MCD architects, as necessary. Upon award of the construction manager role, the select company would then post the project for bid. In order to secure a CM, OHM and MCD reached out to 5 area companies asking for a construction manager services proposal. The companies were Braun Construction Group, EJH Construction, John DeMattia Construction.
DeMattia.
What?
DeMattia.
It's not Irish, I don't know. Excuse me, sorry about that. Shaw Construction and Management and Summit Construction Management. Upon further evaluation of the proposals, they are recommending Shaw Construction and Management to be awarded as construction manager of the Governor Warner Mansion Addition Project.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Any questions from the council for either OHM or the city manager? Mrs. Balk.
Not a question so much, but I just would appreciate a moment right now to just thank both OHM and our committee, Ms. Taylor and Mr. Schneeman, because I really appreciate the fact that Mr. Schneeman, as an architect, I want to make it on record that we identify how many hours he donates to the city for free to the work. And we've all worked on this project. We've spent many hours cleaning out things that were left behind, including rodent things. And there's been a lot of discussion. I know there's been a lot of anger. I know there's been a lot of questioning. There's been a lot of research. And so I just wanted to publicly state my support and my appreciation for just the things that have gone on and the work that it's taken to get to this point. I think that the comments made by the public have been taken into consideration. And I would just ask that the public also trust that we're trying to do the best for our city as we always do. And so I just wanted to publicly say that and not save that till later, so sorry.
Well said.
Thank you. I could do that, though.
Other questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Approve Shaw Construction and Management as construction manager of the Governor Warner Mansion Addition project.
Support.
Motion by Mrs. Balk.
What?
Yes, sir.
Could I just add
Mr. Schultz.
the usual phrase that's subject to final approval of a contract through the city manager's office?
You're willing to accept the?
What he said.
Thank you.
Do you still second the motion, Ms. Taylor?
I do.
Okay,
Beautiful, thank you.
then revised motion. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Parkins,
Yes.
Schneeman,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Balk,
Yes.
LaRussa.
Yes. Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7D, loan to the Farmington Civic Theater. Mr. Murphy, back to you.
So the general fund has a loan to the Civic Theater in the amount of $154,000 that is due on June 30th of this year. Civic Theater does not have the ability to repay this loan currently, therefore I'm recommending the council extend the due date to June 30th of 2027. This should give the theater enough time to evaluate their operations. And we'll see some interesting things kick in the next few months that I'm hoping will help generate more revenue for the theater. So in essence, I'm just asking to kick the can down the road another year. This has been done a couple times.
Questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Move to approve the extension of the Civic Theater loan from the general fund to June 30th, 2027, with interest charged at 4%.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Parkins, supported by Mrs. Balk. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Schneeman,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Balk,
Yes.
Arusa,
Yes.
Parkins.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. Item 7E, authorize temporary liquor license for Historic Commission's Founders Festival Kickoff Party. Back to you, Mr. Murphy.
So I'm asking the council to approve a special one-day liquor license from Michigan Liquor Control Commission to serve beer and wine at, really, it's just going to be beer, at the pre-Founders Festival event that will be happening at the mansion on July 15th. 2 resolutions are required. They're both in your packet.
Questions or comments from the council? Mrs. Balk?
I also would like to just thank the Historical Commission. I think that last year it was a hit. I think it was a great way for the city to kind of kick off the Founders Weekend, and even though it was hotter than just blazes, I just think it was a great way to be back on the grounds and really try and get some more momentum to utilizing the mansion. We're trying to get there, but this brings a little bit of that, and it's fun, so.
Sure.
So I'll move if nobody else wants to.
Mr. Parkins?
I'll just add that it is a free community event.
community
For, and it's family-friendly event, so come on out and check it out. It's a great way to kick off the Founders Festival for the kind of just like the real local community, so.
Thank you. I guess that raises the question, so we need the license to serve or to sell?
You need the license.
To serve.
Either way.
Either way, yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. If there's nothing further, is there a motion?
Motion to approve, 1, resolution to authorize the special license for the pre-Founders Day community event at Warner Mansion on 7/15/26, and 2, resolution to authorize the application for a special license and to appoint the city manager as authorized officer on behalf of the city council.
Support.
Motion by Mrs. Balk, supported by Ms. Taylor. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Balk,
Yes.
Arusa.
Yes.
Parkins.
Yes.
Schneeman,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7F, residential cross connection. Mr. Leach, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. In September of last year, Eagle has performed a sanitary survey of our water system, practices, procedures, maintenance items, record keeping, and the only deficiency they identified was the lack of a documented residential cross-connection control program. We've had a commercial cross-connection control program since 2014 with HydroCorp, which are 2 gentlemen sitting in the front row here. So we're asking to have a 5-year contract with HydroCorp. It'll take approximately 10 years to get through all the residential homes. It's approximately 300 homes a year with 50 inspections, follow-up. They'll contact the residents. They'll document the any issues they find. We do have a running log from doing meter replacements, identifying irrigation systems that require testing. And the cost is approximately $33,000 for the first year and additional 4% every year after. Wanted to answer any questions you may have. Like I said, we have 2 gentlemen from HydroCorp here.
Thank you, Mr. Leach. Any questions from the council? Mr. Schneeman?
So Josh, once this work is done, you said it's 10 years?
Every residential home needs to be inspected once every 10 years.
Oh, once every 10 years.
Yep, so it'll take us 10 years to get through the whole city.
Okay, that was my.
Yep.
So I heard that right. 10 years to get through the whole city. And then exactly how do they do the inspections? Are they in-home inspections?
They're in-home, mainly in the mechanical areas where the water comes in, where the sump pumps are, where the
If
washer
you have a
dryer is.
homeowner that doesn't want to let them in,
Go ahead, Jeff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So that is a great question. If the homeowner doesn't want to let you in, Ultimately, as the contractor, we do have, handle the burden of the labor of the inspections, the administration portion of that. However, when it comes to straight refusal of the inspection, it does fall back to the municipality for any type of enforcement. We can't turn off water, things of that nature in these situations.
We go through court if we need to. We go through court if we need to.
Because compliance is required.
Yes.
So,
It might be, and maybe this is already one of the protocols that your company follows, but it might be a good idea that residents receive a letter beforehand informing them that it's not an option, that they have to allow access so that inspection can be made. Because I guarantee you, you're going to get at least some pushback from, maybe a handful of folks, so.
Yep, we understand, but there's a bunch of promotional literature that, that you guys set out?
That is correct. As part of the contract, essentially, we do a public awareness campaign. We do build a public outreach website, an FAQ page, videos on information on what is backflow, what are cross connections, why are these inspections taking place, where do these inspections stem from, why do you have to do it, things of that nature. We do also provide brochures, different mailings that it can be used, as well as we provide social media templates, stuff you can put on your city webpage, Facebook, and any other social media outlets you might use.
Which I think is fantastic. And I think having, that being on our webpage is important. But I also think that because fraud is rampant nowadays, and I think there's, a lot of people are very concerned about being taken advantage of, home invasions, people impersonating utility workers to gain access to homes. You hear stories about that all the time. And so I think whoever's doing this needs to have the, not only obviously the authority of the city, but also some sort of documentation that can be shared with homeowners if the question even if the question doesn't arise, that can give the homeowner some sense of comfort level that, yes, this is officially sanctioned city business. This contractor is working directly for the city for these purposes, and basically it's a legitimate request to enter the home.
It is my understanding that it's not just knocking door to door, it's predetermined appointment times.
Correct. A letter is mailed out to a homeowner saying that even inspections required, and we do not make a visit unless that homeowner either goes online and makes an appointment or calls our company and schedules an appointment.
Perfect.
And
Great.
that'll be in a timeline.
And I presume your letter then does have some language that makes it clear that this is officially sanctioned city business. Okay, I think that's great. Thank you.
other questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Move to approve a 5-year agreement with Hydro Corp. Incorporated to conduct water system residential cross-connection inspection program.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mrs. Balk. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
LaRussa?
Yes.
Perkins?
Yes.
Schneeman?
Yes?
Taylor? Yes. Bach?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Mr.
All for
Leach.
your time.
Appreciate it. That brings us to item 7G, consideration to adopt the fiscal year 2026-2027 budget and establish millage rates. Mr. Murphy.
Here we go. As required by the city charter, the city council scheduled a budget and millage public hearing with the proposed overall millage rates set at 18.1097 mils. The public notice was published in the Farmington Press and posted on the city's website. On May 4th of '26, administration presented the 26-27 proposed budget to city council. Subsequent to the presentation, the allocation of the capital improvement millage fund levy was changed. Originally, the allocation was 2.0 mils for capital improvement millage fund and 0.7470 mils to the general fund. The new allocation is 1.50 mils to the capital improvement fund and 1.2470 mils to the general fund. Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Any questions or comments from the city council? Thank you to the city administration for all the work. This is a very, very long exercise. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, and I know that we see the results of that in the presentation, but I don't want it can't be understated how much work is done to get this budget where it needs to be. And I just want to thank the administration for all the hard work to bring us to this point for adoption. If there's nothing further, is there a motion?
Move to adopt resolution regarding fiscal year 2026-27 budget and millage rates.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mrs. Balk. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Harkins.
Yes.
Schneeman.
Yes.
Taylor. Bulk.
Yes.
LaRussa.
Yes. Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. Thank you again to everybody who contributed to the budget, and thank you, council, for your support. That brings us to item 7H, consideration to amend the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Mr. Murphy, back to you.
So this is the amendments for the year. You've all had them over the last 4 or 5 days to review them. There's many in here. I'd rather not read each and every one of them. I had difficulty even summarizing it, so it's just amendments that come out through the year.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. There is quite a list. Is there any questions from the council that anybody wants to address a specific item or anything? These are, cleanup items, so I don't think there's anything in here that's a surprise. Seeing none, is there a motion?
Move to adopt resolution amending fiscal year 2025-2026 budget.
Support.
Motion by Mrs. Balk, supported by Mr. Parkins. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Schneeman.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Bulk.
Yes.
LaRussa.
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7I, consideration to adopt a resolution to amend residential refuse and recycling user charge. Mr. Murphy.
So the refuse and recycling user charge is structured to cover the full cost of residential refuse collection, yard waste collection, recycling, the household hazardous waste collection program through ROSOC, and their administrative costs, and the costs associated with the fall leaf collection program. The charge would be placed on the July and December tax bills for residential units. Therefore, the city administration has estimated the cost of the recycling fee and waiver to be $168.90. We do take off the condominiums from that leaf collection program as stated in the agenda note. Staff report.
Questions from the council? And this maintains the composting program that we've started, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If there's nothing further, is there a motion?
Move to adopt resolution to amend residential refuse recycling user charge effective July 1st, 2026.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mrs. Balk. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Taylor.
Yes.
Bulk.
Yes.
LaRussa.
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Schneeman.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7J, consideration to adopt a resolution to amend water and sewer rates. Mr. Murphy.
Great Lakes Water Authority increased its rates. It charges to the city of Farmington by 5.61% for water and 4.5% for the sewer. The proposed amendment to the fee schedule increases the rates Farmington charges to its customers by 8.5% for water and 8.5% for sewer. So we're going a little higher than GLEWA is going, but that is so that we can start making some repairs to our infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Any questions from the council? Mrs. Balk.
Again, not a question, just a thanks to my fellow council members, because I know these were difficult conversations, and none of us wanted to have to raise rates, and we've fought it for as long as we can. And I'll just inform the public that you see on the news all the time the failures that are happening, and they're happening everywhere. And we are really trying to get ahead of that so that we're not in that position, because when we're playing whack-a-mole, it costs us how much? What was?
36 times more to dig it up and fix it than it is to do preventative maintenance.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Yes, so, and also a reminder that we will all be paying that same rate. So it's one of those necessary situations. So I can read the motion.
Agreed.
Unless anybody else has something.
No, this is this is the result of a lot of homework. We did a lot of work to get to where we are, and this is what we need to do in order to get ahead of it, especially since we've experienced the 2 open cut sewer repairs and the, collapses, and our infrastructure's 60-plus years old. It's time. We have to make some progress. So if there's nothing further, is there a motion?
Move to adopt a resolution amending Chapter 11 of the city fee schedule as presented, which amends the water and sewer rates effective July 1st, 2026.
Support.
Motion by Mrs. Balk, supported by Ms. Taylor. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Balk.
Yes.
LaRussa.
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Schneeman.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you, council. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7K, consideration to amend the non-union pay plan. Mr. Murphy.
In essence, this is a 3% increase for the non-union employees.
In the budget that we just approved.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Good thing that they match.
Yeah, that always helps.
If there are no questions or comments from the council, is there a motion?
Move to adopt resolution amending employee administrative manual and non-union pay plan effective July 1st, 2026.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mr. Parkins. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
LaRussa.
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Schneeman.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Balk.
Yes.
Thank you. That brings us to item 7L, consideration to adopt fiscal year 2026-2027 Brownfield, CIA, and joint agencies. The 47th District Court. Mr. Murphy.
So the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority budget is $167,400. The Corridor Improvement Authority budget is $72,200. The fiscal year 26-27 budget for the 47th District Court would be $4,446,646. The City of Farmington's contribution for fiscal year 26-27 would be $33,233. And the joint agency budgets with Farmington Hills also incorporated into separate budget approvals, and that total is $7,490.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Any comments or questions from the City Council? So I have a quick question, Mr. Murphy, on the joint agencies. So the Commission on Aging, Commission on Community Health, some of these others, these are all funds that will be sent to Farmington Hills, correct?
That is correct, yes, sir.
And the CDBG funds will be sent to Farmington Hills.
That is correct, and the SMART credits.
And SMART credits will be sent to Farmington Hills.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So kind of in response to some of the comments that were made earlier, there are portions of our budget that are clearly designated for these services that we currently obtain through joint agreements with Farmington Hills.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you for that. If there's nothing further, is there a motion?
Move to adopt fiscal year 2026-27 budget resolution for the 47th District Court, Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, Corridor Improvement Authority, and joint agency budgets.
Support.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mrs. Balk. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Harkins.
Yes.
Schneeman.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Balk.
Yes.
LaRussa.
Yes. Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7M, consideration to amend the Corridor Improvement Authority's 2025-2026 budget. Mr. Murphy.
So we're asking for an increase of $1,900 in grant revenues related to the master plan, as well as the net increase of $3,364 property tax TIF revenue related to property tax revisions.
So this is revenue only, no change to expenses, so the fund balance is going up.
That is correct, yes, sir.
Okay. If there are no questions or comments from the council, is there a motion?
Move to amend the Grand River Corridor Improvement Authority 2025-26 fiscal year budget.
Support. Oh,
Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mrs. Balk. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Schneeman.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Balk.
yes.
LaRussa.
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7N, consideration to amend the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Mr. Murphy.
So, the Brownfield, the approved attached budget amendment at the March 26th, 2026 meeting, significant changes include the addition of the Farmington Place potential brownfield Farmington Place has requested a Mishta Brownfield to reimburse for costs associated with significant renovations. The budget includes application fee revenue and expenditures related to the consulting fees.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. If there are no questions or comments from the council, is there a motion?
Move to amend Brownfield Redevelopment Authority fiscal year 2025-2026 budget.
Support.
Motion by Mrs. Balk, supported by Ms. Taylor. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Taylor.
Yes.
Bach.
Yes.
Russa.
Yes.
Parkins.
Yes.
Schneeman.
Yes.
That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7O, consideration to amend the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget for a budget amendment resolution number 9. Mr. Murphy.
Additional funding of $20,000 to provide for engineering fees paid by the developers. Development activity was higher than originally budgeted, primarily due to Hillside Towns and Legion Square. So this is an expense, Chris, or?
It's both. There's engineering activity that's going on at both those places, so we hire our engineer OHM to go out and do the reviews, and the developer pays the cost of that. So we're just recognizing the revenue and expenditure, the offset. So no effect to fund balance.
Coming in and going out.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. If there are no questions or comments from the city council, is there a motion?
Move to adopt budget amendment resolution number 9, amending fiscal year 2025-26 budget.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mr. Parkins. Ms. Alvey, will you please call the roll?
Bach.
Yes.
Russa.
Yes.
Parkins.
Yes.
Schneeman. Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 7P, request to approve the purchase of tasers. Chief Johannesson, the floor is yours.
They're included in the fiscal year 26, now approved proposal budget is a proposal of purchase of 23 TASER Model 10s, batteries, cartridges, holsters, training materials, evidence software, and a cleaning kit. The current quote has already been extended, however, it'll expire June 30th, 2026. Axon has scheduled a price increase to take effect on July 1st, which would mean an added cost to the proposed budget. If the purchase agreement is signed prior to June 30th, we will lock in our current rate and avoid price increases. Axon has agreed to invoice and deliver the tasers after July 1st, so the purchase would fall within the fiscal year 26-27 budget. This purchase will provide new tasers for each officer, which includes the most current technology and training materials. We currently own 6 TASER 6 X26Ps, which are roughly 9 years old and out of warranty. This purchase can be paid in full or over the next 5 years with installment payments of $22,106.72. No interest added.
Any questions for the chief? Mr. Schneeman.
What do you do with the old tasers?
That was my We can try to sell them. We won't get a whole lot from them because they are old technology and agencies are cycling away from them.
You said there's 6 of them, right?
I was gonna, you're right on, we're right on the same wavelength. Yeah, I think there's.
I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Well,
Is there an extended warranty option?
right?
Mrs. Balk.
Thank you for getting this in. This is great that they're willing to get us in with make the math work. So I will move to approve the fiscal year 26-27 request to purchase 23 TASER Model 10s, software and training materials in the amount of $115,533.60 from Axon Enterprises Incorporated.
Support.
Thank you. Motion by Mrs. Balk, supported by Ms. Taylor. Ms. Alvey, one more time.
Russa.
Yes.
Parkins.
Yes.
Schneeman.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Bach.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. That brings us to item 8, public comment. This is the second part of the city council meeting where members of the public who wish to address the council may do so. Same rules apply. Please state your name and address for the clerk. And if you could keep your comments to 3 to 5 minutes, we would greatly appreciate it. Are there any members of the public who wish to address the city council at this time? Seeing none, public comment is closed. That brings us to item 9, city council comments. Are there any comments from the city council? Mr. Schneeman.
I just want to express my gratitude for the very warm welcome and hospitality that was afforded to myself and my wife, Mayor LaRussa, and his wife Missy, as well as our school board member Cheryl Blau, and our visit to our sister city in Vacri, Italy. It was an incredibly informative trip. They treated us to a wonderful set of tours in and around their city and their region. It was very educational, and as I mentioned, they were very warm and gracious hosts, and I was very happy that I was able to represent Farmington on that trip, and I really look forward to and can see opportunity for a lot of great cooperation between our communities in the future. Thank you.
Mrs. Bulk?
I just want to go on the record and say happy 35th anniversary to Mr. Balk, who I appreciate his support. And I wouldn't be on this council if he didn't agree with my work here. So we work as a team, and we've done so pretty well for 35 years. So here's to the next 35. We were 3 when we got married, in case anyone.
I wasn't worried about the math. Other comments from the city council? Couple things tonight. I want to thank Deputy Chief Todd Anderson for his 25 years. His retirement is well-deserved and well-earned, and on behalf of Grateful City, we thank him for his service. I also want to thank Assistant City Manager Weber. Earlier in the agenda, in the consent agenda, we didn't read all the items, but one of the items was reappointing Chris as the treasurer. Appreciate him stepping up with the departure of Treasurer Pullman. Obviously, having done this role before, it's not new for Chris, and so I think we're fortunate to have somebody capable that can step in and support and take on. Those who do well get more, Chris, sorry, but that's the curse of leadership. But thank you very much for stepping up and stepping into the role. We appreciate it very much. I did want to say thank you also to the Elks for hosting a very successful Flag Day. Rain or shine, the flags are flying here in Farmington, and so they did, without fail, retire their flags and put up new ones. So I had the opportunity to attend and was very fortunate to participate in the ceremony this year. They had us present the old ones for disposal and destruction, which, for those of you that are not aware of the Flag Act, that is required when we retire a flag. So it was very nice to be a part of that. SEMCOG will be coming to Farmington on July 30th to come and do some economic development chats with some other communities. So excited to walk them around downtown Farmington and show them the promenade and Gamza. So get ready. I do need to ask Jess later if you or Jenny can help with a tour, or at least give me a list of points of interest to make sure we hit. And I'll wear my sash for sure. Downtown concerts were already mentioned, and thank you for everything that's going on in downtown. And finally, I did want to share, in addition to Councilmember Schneeman's comments, they take their paper very seriously in Italy. So there are 2 versions of the Gemillaggio, or the twinning agreement between the 2 cities, one on sort of a parchment, and then the other one on more of a card stock. So they gave us options of which one we want to have up, but I did want to share those with the public. This is a very, very special relationship that we've crafted over a period of time now, and Mayor Mammarella was very eager to have us come over there, and his council, incidentally, for 1/5 of our population, they have 11 members, so double the size of our council for 1/5 of the people. So that was one of the many things we learned while we were over there, is how they determine representation in small Italian cities. Among other things. But for those that are interested in learning more, definitely reach out to Councilmember Schneeman or myself. We did learn a ton. There was a lot of content and a lot to absorb, but the hospitality was very high, and we were treated very well, and I hope that we get the opportunity to reciprocate the next time they come to Farmington. And I'm sure that their first trip here will not be their last. So thank you very much for that. And with that, if there's nothing further, Mr. Murphy.
I wonder if I could just have 2 minutes.
You may have 2 minutes.
I want to introduce my intern, Hayden, in the back there.
Hey.
Hayden's a great guy.
Yeah, he needs
Come on up to the podium.
Oh, nice.
Introduce yourself, please.
You didn't warn him about the hazing ritual here.
And you should see his printing. Oh, my God. It looks like a computer did it.
Hi, I'm Hayden.
He's embarrassed.
Don't out him.
David's intern. Yeah, go to U of M, so.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being here.
Hayden also lives here right around the corner.
Oh, brilliant.
Really nice. He's a voter.
And he was in the parade.
And he was in the parade,
I
yes.
mean, there you go.
Got it all.
Yes, he did, yes. The other thing is, again, I want to thank the finance staff, certainly Chris, Jamie Pullman, her assistant, Lisa and Teresa, and Katie. They all did a fantastic job. All my department heads did a great job with their budgets. We start in December, and it goes until tonight. So they do a wonderful job, and I can't thank them enough. So thank you, Chris. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. If there's nothing further this evening, is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn?
Support.
Motion by Ms. Taylor, supported by Mr. Schneeman. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, council. We're adjourned at 7:58 PM.
Impressive.
That's awesome.
I cannot believe.
No, but it's pretty darn good for